Hello and welcome to the India update. The original plan for India was to enter from Nepal, ride the 500 miles to Delhi, pick up my Pakistan visa and enter Pakistan. Things didn't go very well, neither did my suspension, which after the 5 days of off-roading in Nepal was a bit wobbly. You still keep going though. You can never stop a C90, you just slow them down. Traffic was looking more and more Indian. This is your average tractor. Should have four wheels, but just won't. There'll be crashes everywhere, just debris just over all of the roads. These are clutch plates, I think. There's some accident where something Indian happened.
Well, here we are, just rocked up outside the hotel, and there's a man here with a machine gun. Which is either a good thing or a bad thing, and I don't know which.
As soon as you enter India, hygiene plummets through the floor. The pillow is the first sign, yeah, and then this happens. And because of Indian hygiene, I was stuck in a hotel room for 2 days. I couldn't go more than 10 meters away from a toilet. This was the shower that you get, because the shower head doesn't exist because somebody snapped it off, and it just won't ever fit one. This is a squirrel with the largest testicles I've ever seen on an animal. You can see him here. Wait a minute. There they are. Here he is again. Look at them. They're amazing. So, two things had become apparent. One of them was that I was going to have diarrhea for every second that I was in India, and the other one was that I wasn't getting a Pakistan visa, so I was going to have to ride the 1,000 miles down the length of India to Mumbai, and then ship from there to Dubai. On the way though, I did get to see lots of pretty things, which this is a building to do with something I don't understand, but it looks cool. Every minibus seemed to have vomit stuck down the side of it from all the people throwing up out the side, and spitting and various bodily functions that are everywhere. And here's me at the Taj Mahal, which was awe-inspiring really. It's absolutely enormous. Just the engineering that was involved to make it is unbelievable. This is a palace to the left of it, which I don't really understand what it was for, but I did learn it at the time, but I've forgotten it now. There's the Taj. But it was all interrupted by people trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah, but what do I need a whip for?
What decoration?
I don't.
So be nice.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need a whip. I'm sorry.
Only 800.
No, I don't need a
3,000 from market. My Karigar road is only 800. My Karigar pro.
I'm riding a motorcycle. I don't need a whip. I'm not on holiday. Thank you.
What price?
I'm on a bike.
What decoration?
Look, I'll show you. Look. Look, right?
How much?
I don't need a whip. What do I need a whip for? Alright? My motorcycle from England.
Only
Yeah?
800.
I don't need a whip.
All small packing. Small packing.
I don't need a whip.
This one is small packing.
Why? No, I don't.
Okay, 700. Okay.
I don't need a whip.
How much?
I don't need a whip.
You tell me how much.
I don't need it. Thank you. I've now got two whip sellers around me.
Very good price, 500.
I don't need a whip.
Very good price, 500.
It can be zero. I still don't need it.
Get your son.
Huh?
Get your son. Get your son. Your room. Get your son.
I don't need it.
Get your son. Room.
Look, I'm on a motorcycle.
This for me sums up riding the C90. It's just so easy and stress-free. You're just cruising along, putting some suntan lotion on. T-shirts are available at request as well. And I have no idea what happens at this place. Oh yeah, the driving. I can't begin to convey just how moronic the driving is. There's just written off vehicles absolutely everywhere. And all of them, you just know that it wasn't just those, ooh, it's an accident. It was always caused by somebody being an idiot. Like, how does this happen? and this, which is pretty obvious, and this, blatantly overloaded, and this, I mean, poor tuk-tuk, and this, a lorry full of something, and another poor tuk-tuk. This is my second favourite clip. So there's a dual carriageway there, and this lorry, the only way that that could have happened, it must have been travelling full speed on the wrong carriageway, in the wrong direction, to do that. You can't do it any other way. And I said that was my second favourite clip. Well, this is my favourite clip. You know when you're following a driver and you just know that they're an idiot, right? Now, the way that this guy is already pushing himself over the lines, right? You start to see it more and more. Pay attention to his road positioning. Now, he was trying to just get past, even when it's point. It's like he's over this side of the road just so that he can try and get past. When the road is straight, he can blatantly see that lorry there, right? So I thought, right, I'll get the camera out. And at this point now, he's honking constantly to tell everybody that he needs to get past. He needs to get past. He's in a petrol tanker as well, right? Now this is where, as you watch it, I believe as the lorry goes past, any second now, he decides to pull out so aggressively. This happens. Look at the power lines. Takes out the power lines.
Holy shit.
It is true what they say as well, that your last words are always not very impressive. If that petrol tank had exploded, mine would have been, holy shit.
Holy fuck. I fucking got that on camera. And I'm listening to ABBA.
And a statement questioning my sexuality. Unfortunately for India's gene pool, the driver survived and he was fine, he just climbed out himself. I stopped afterwards and got mobbed by about 20 to 30 people, but I'll write that story on the website because it'll take too long a bit. So, leaving driving stupidity behind, we're now on to shops. What do you think that this shop sells? I'll give you a clue, it's not Coke.
God bless India, you couldn't actually make it up. It's not Pepsi. Pepsi, 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 Pepsi. But it's not actually Pepsi.
So, from food and drink based idiocy to road signs. Check this one out. It's 194 kilometres to Nashik, so that's 194. Now, after some furious C90 driving, oh yeah, feel the power. And in the distance you'll see this road sign, which is about a kilometre away from the other one, but according to the Indian Highways Agency it's 14 kilometres away because Nashik is now 180 kilometres away. They can't even get road signs right. Nothing works. And now back to hygiene. Yeah, this is one of the most surreal things I've seen. I've seen the odd person having a poo, but I've never seen this quantity of people all having a poo next to the motorway. That's something emerging from a man, that's horrible. Sorry, Mum. And so after erasing that image from my mind, now putting it into your mind, it was time to get the C90 crated up to send it to Dubai. This is the crating place, which doesn't look very good, but you're in India, there's not really much choice. It's yeah, lacking in presentation. Bye bye, little Honda. So here I am in Dubai. I'm here, staying here in my brother-in-law's house. Everything's clean. It's got aircon. Everything works in this country. I walked across the road, and when you walk across the road, people will stop to let you out. They won't just blindly run you over. ATMs work. You know, public transport is on time. It's just. It's a completely different world to India. I'm sure it's probably a completely different world to a lot of places, but Jesus, the difference here is amazing. India was good, but
it's just such hard work. Just nothing works. Like, I bought SIM cards for a phone, they would keep getting cancelled because the shops couldn't register them correctly for me because they kept cocking that up. You'd have hotels, they'd like knock on your door at 2 in the morning because they filled the form in wrong, and they need you to fill it in at 2 o'clock in the morning. They can't wait until you check out, you know. They need to wake you up so you can make sure you've signed in the right box. Just absolutely nothing works there. The best way to describe it, I think, which I really discovered sums up India the best, is these two coins, right? They're both the same size, the same colour, same weight, identical in basically any way that you could think of, except one is worth 1 rupee and one is worth 2 rupees. Now that for me sums up India perfectly. You know, why not make them a different size? Why make a coin that's worth double the value of another exactly the same size? All that happens is that you've just made buying something that little bit more difficult. You can't just have a pile of coins in your hand and just know how much it's worth. You need to turn them all over so you can read the 1 or the 2. That for me just sums it up perfectly. It was an experience, but just nothing works. Whereas, like I said, Dubai, absolutely brilliant. My bike is currently on the sea at the moment, on the high seas, coming from India to here. Because I sent it from an Indian port, there was a strike the day I submitted it, or the day after I submitted it, which meant there was about a week delayed. So it's getting here late. The boat, when it left, was supposed to get here in 3 days. It's now getting here in 4. So excuse my cynicism, but I reckon it's probably an Indian company once again. So as soon as it arrives here, I can get the ferry into Iran, and then once I'm in Iran, I just ride overland through Turkey, and then I'm into Europe. So starting to get closer to home, which is good because I've only got 2 months to get back, so I'm giving a presentation about this trip at a rally. Timescale's getting a bit tight, but looks like it'll work itself out in the end. So onwards and upwards, and luckily everything gets easier from here.